Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Wherever you are. Anyway,
I'm Ariel.
I'm Shia, and today's episode of being here is fun is not a four-letter word.
And for our European community who doesn't necessarily get the reference, four-letter words are usually curse words. Like you used a four-letter word like the S word or the F word. And
yeah, that.
So you can have fun. Let's have some fun today. Let's have fun listening.
Yes.
Listening just to hear, not to improve ourselves.
To slow down enough to hear what another person has to say. That's wild, that whole idea of letting go of your own personal agendas that drive you to get things done. Slow down enough to discover the moment. That'll be cool. I like that. And the moment is fun, no matter what's going on.
And your mind will, I'm positive of it, shoot off into non sequiturs or tangents or things that aren't even related to what we're talking about. The moment you notice it, just bring yourself back. There's no berating needed.
You can't do your life wrong.
You cannot.
I mean, we think we can because we have a set of rules in there that were put in there when we were raised. Mm-hmm. And in those rules, you got to do it right rather than wrong, good rather than bad, better rather than worse. And that's all change. What we're talking about is a possibility of dropping into the current moment of your life and live there rather than worry about a future that hasn't gotten here or a past that you think you could have done something about but can't. How's that?
I like it.
You like that?
Yeah.
And listening will do that, will pull you into the moment. But it requires you to be quiet, to not talk about what's being said in your head to yourself.
I like that too.
You like that too? Yeah.
We're recording this as we do ahead of time. The day this airs, we'll have had baby our cat for 6 years. It's hard to believe that went so fast. Kind of like it's hard to believe that we've been together we're moving up on 44 years.
44 years.
Yeah, time is interesting.
Right.
It stretches, it shrinks.
And like there's a song, Don't Blink.
Yeah.
Right? Well.
Remember COVID? Remember all those complaints in COVID?
Well, you got just as many complaints now because the price of gas has gone sky high.
At least here in the States, we're kind of matching our European friends.
Almost, not quite. They suffer more than we do around the gas pump.
Yeah, if you're suffering, you suffer there.
That's
sure.
right. And
I had fun today. I'm having fun now, but I had fun today.
Yes.
I drove for the first time in over 2 weeks. I didn't trust myself post surgery because I was a little drugged. And just when I thought I had it together, I'd do something like try to stand the toothpaste tube up on its skinny end rather than on the cap where it's supposed to rest. I'm like, oh, my reality is a little funky.
Or make an appointment with Tesla for yesterday when it was their appointment was a week later.
Yeah, so
and we're in Germany then.
That's right. You can't trust me when I'm
not on drugs.
Yeah. So I just woke up feeling
good,
happy. I'm still, even as I'm sitting here, I can feel pain under my arm where I've had my surgery, but I like me, and it's not circumstantial. It's just, I sometimes think fun is a state of being as opposed to anything having to do with circumstances.
Well, as opposed to something you do.
Yes.
And most people do stuff to have fun, like they go skiing or go horseback riding, but as though the activity itself is fun producing. But if you're not having fun in your experience of the moment, no matter what you're doing isn't fun.
One other fun item from today. I picked up our cat for the first time in weeks.
That's great.
I held her primarily with my right arm, but she was purring, and she's been wondering, what the heck? You don't pick me up anymore. So this was fun. At least that's my interpretation.
Okay, so we've got some guests.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Sandy, where are you zooming in from?
Hey, I'm Sandy. I'm in Munich in Germany.
Welcome to being here.
Oh, thank you. I was having so much fun listening to you guys. It was like sitting here with a big grin in my face. It's really great to be here.
Nice.
Yeah. I recently noticed something around the topic of fun. I have a side job in a ceramic studio. So once a week in the evening, we people come to work, and afterwards I clean, I mop the place, and then usually in the past I had been having a conversation with myself, like you just said, Shaya, about, oh, it's so late already, I should hurry up. Why is it, this whole thing. And last time I was there, I was mopping the floor, and I was like, oh, just enjoying the atmosphere of the studio and just being there. And it was dark outside, and the light was on in the window, and I was getting all the clay off the floor. And it was really, I was like, this is so precious. And I enjoyed mopping.
Well, that's precious. See, the moment is precious. And for the most part, we waste it worrying and thinking about other things while we're doing whatever we're doing. So we're not really there in the doing of what we're doing. That sounds a little weird, but okay.
Yeah. That's what that felt like, really, just to, it had just a different quality. It was really the being here and the fun. And I think they're a match, being here when I'm not complaining about what is going on around me or the people or myself. It's fun.
Yes. It's interesting too, because your husband's been away for a long time because he's the assistant director on a movie, and
with Brad Pitt.
Me as well. Throw that in there. And he is, you see him intermittently, but not like when he's not on a project. And I think it's so easy when somebody has something like that to think, I'll have fun when Benedict gets home, or when my husband gets home, or when my wife shows up, or when I get a boyfriend. When that's change. And this moment is quite exquisite when you're here for it.
I kind of see it like it's my job to have fun while he's gone.
I love that.
That way I'm strong, and I'm there for him when he's back, or when we talk and he's in distress, and I can just,
Right. So he doesn't have to worry about you. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, projects he works on take years to produce. They're in the production stage for long periods of time. So the job itself dictates his life. Now, if he is there while he's doing it, rather than complaining that he'd rather be home with you, then he'll do well, he'll have fun, and the job will work out. You see, we live in a climate of complaint. I don't know if I mentioned it, but we took our car into the local automobile mechanic to have a tire repaired because it got a nail in it. And when I got there yesterday, the first thing he did was start complaining about the politics of this country that we live in. And I told him I just turned off my news feed, so I don't have to be bombarded with a constant complaint about what's going on in our world. It goes on without me doing anything. I can't do anything to change what's going on personally, but in my own reality, I can control that upset that wants to happen when things aren't going the way I would prefer. So instead of re-upsetting myself every time I hear a news broadcast about the next thing that crazy people on this planet are doing, I don't have to upset myself continually. I can be in the magnificence of the moment without getting lost into thinking about what I would prefer.
I just got this funny image, I was like, okay, well then you can be there for all the people that are like, you know how chickens, when they get their heads cut off, they keep running. I feel
Yeah.
like when you're in a complaint mode, you're running around without a head, like just on automatic.
That's a very good analogy. I like that analogy.
In a way, I think it's your head grows feet, and you're like thinking, and nobody here. Yeah. The other
Well,
day.
here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Time. We have a limited amount of living time that we can experience life in. It's limited. And as we said earlier, it goes by very quickly. Now, you can either get lost in the upsets of life, and that uses up your time, or you can be in the experience of your life and have fun. Choose one.
I realize that it's been pretty much 40 years since Shai and I spent on and off a couple of years in a meditation center in Gifa, Italy.
The best part of that was chocolata multidensa.
Yeah, hot chocolate that was so thick you could stand your spoon in it. It was
like hot chocolate pudding with whipped cream on top. It was very good. I was thinking of going back there just for that.
Okay, I'm willing. What it struck me is I really had very little to no clue what was going on in world politics then.
That's true.
But I didn't think or have an idea that that was irresponsible. Somehow we've all been enculturated in the idea that you need to keep your finger on the happenings of the world. Otherwise, you're irresponsible or might catch up with you.
This is so funny because I got goosebumps all over. You just recalled for me from my early childhood how at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody would go down to the newsstand to get the newspaper in the town that I lived in. You know, a small area, but there was a little newsstand and candy store and whatever, and everybody would go to get the newspaper.
Yeah.
You know, like what was happening. You know,
now it's 24/7.
Now you can't get away from it unless you intentionally turn off your news feed.
Yeah, I was taught actually that it's important to be informed on what's happening so you know what to do, and if there's any laws that get changed.
We have a friend who's running to be a councilwoman, in politics where she is. And she's having so much fun with it, knocking on doors, listening to her potential constituents. I'm so happy for her. It is her passion, and I see her blossoming in it. But you have to look for yourself. If it's yours, it's yours. If it's not, it's not. And what do you have fun doing? Where is your fun?
Well, see, if you are where you are, whatever you're doing, you'll have fun.
Yes. I've been in a lot of different hospital situations in the last month. I've had so much fun with people. I mean, and it's tough sometimes when you're really uncomfortable, in a lot of pain. Yeah. When I had the surgery on my breast and they took out the cancer, I was in recovery and I was feeling so cozy as I started to wake up, and I listened to them talking, and I realized Shia wasn't back yet because I had given him a bunch of things to go do, so he didn't have to sit in the cancer hospital while I'm getting operated on. So I thought, oh, this is so good. I just won't open my eyes. They won't know I'm awake. I'm just gonna hunker down here and take a nap until I hear his voice. It was so much fun. I was playing asleep.
I have so little memory of that day.
Yeah.
Actually, I do. I remember going to Bloomingdale's to get us some coffee.
And you went to breakfast and it was all good. So,
Mm.
you can really, yeah. I don't want to make for our listeners fun as the goal, the end goal. That's
As a
change.
do.
It's really about noticing how you're interacting with your life.
And when you're in the current moment, things are fun. They're interesting. It's like getting interested and having a curiosity about your life in each moment and discovering what's there. I woke up this morning, looked out, and I we have this large bird feeder that slides up and down on a post.
Really? We're getting a fax.
Oh, that's what it is.
Got to be spam.
Yeah. We got this large bird feeder that slides up and down on a post and has a brake on it that holds it in place. Well, this morning it had slid down.
The brake had failed.
The brake had failed. So,
the birds were so happy. They were standing on the top of where the seed was. They were eating.
I just filled it up the other day, yesterday, I guess. I refilled the bird feeder. It holds like 30 pounds of bird seed. So it's quite large. Anyway, it was interesting to see it and then discover how to fix it. And it took moments, not long. It just was, oh, the brake failed. Okay, I can fix that.
I've realized in the last couple of weeks, a inhibitor to fun for me. When my reality collides with my internalized ideas of what's right or appropriate or a good me would do. So, for instance, in the last couple of weeks, I've needed significantly more sleep than I approved of. Now, the I is the collective thoughts, ideas, programming, things I've absorbed, things I've made up.
Your mind.
Your mind. So it's been a really interesting time frame where I'll realize I need to go sleep or lay down. And I'm like, wait, I've only been up for 2 hours. This is just so wrong. Why can't I be, the conversation starts. And to allow myself to let that go when my internal standards get knocked upon by reality is, then I can lay there and have fun. Otherwise, I'm like, oh, bad me. Yeah. And I think lots of times people don't recognize that they have internalized, absorbed standards that have nothing to do with reality. And then they talk to themselves about
how they should
be,
what they could do, what they should have done.
I just had that experience. My parents left this morning. They were here for pretty much a whole week and stayed at my house. And I had expectations for myself of how to be a good host and a good daughter. And I did not always fulfill that. And I wasn't always as patient as I wanted to be and as sweet. And then
but you my dear, without realizing it, may have picked up their mental state.
The synchronization, where you link up and sync up with particularly family members.
That's right, especially your parents. So
I bet they're not as patient as they think they should, and they're
That's
not
right.
always as kind to each other as they
Think they should be.
And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good, also a good opportunity to see all, the way I am. And I'm like, oh, that's how, that's like,
That's where you learn that.
That's
where I learned
familiar.
it. I love playing games. My family, we all play games. Like my parents, they can learn a new hard game anytime.
Like a board game or a
Card game. There's this really tough Bavarian poker style game, and you explain this to everybody. You take, they need so many sessions. My parents took one round. They knew exactly how it works, and they're 81 and 83. No, 82 and 84. There we go. And they were like, oh, we got this.
That's so cool.
And and then there's also things like, that stubbornness or not being kind, sometimes to themselves, that I really.
I don't know anybody who's like that. Not kind to themselves. Never met one.
They're just so unusual.
Yeah.
Just your parents are that way.
Well,
Yeah,
you can
only my
almost
parents.
expect that to have happened because fish and guests, at least according to Judge Judy, stink after 3 days, and you had them there for a month. I mean,
Week.
a
A
week.
week.
Not like a month. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good, and
Sweet. So nice being with you today.
Yeah, this has been fun.
It has.
it has. Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, really. Alrighty then. Drum roll, please. You sound like our cat. It's time for our listener feedback spotlight while Shai is here purring with me. We get to hear from one of our listeners
about how transformation has impacted their lives. And if you'd like to learn more or register for any of our upcoming courses, visit transformationmadeeasy.com.
Yeah.
And when I say easy, it's like the fire swamp.
Yeah, join us.
If you know your way through it, it's easy. If you have a good guide, it's easy. If you don't, well, there's rodents of unusual size. There's lightning sand.
all those.
Thing?
I don't remember.
Oh, and the fire spurts.
There
Right.
you go.
There you go.
We're great
Transformation
guides.
made easy.
I'm Corinne from Glarus in Switzerland. And transformation is just magic. And it's so much fun. When I'm upset, I don't see fun at all. But fun is such a precious thing. And with transformation and also with the global video seminars, I get back in touch with my humor and with the fun in life. Because I lose that easily. And fun is love as well. I just love it. And I love transformation.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Whoops.
What was that, finger?
Yes. I'm Ariel.
I'm Shia.
And welcome back to the second half of the show.
Yeah.
Our podcast.
Used to be a show. You see, it started off as an internet radio show some 17 years ago.
Yeah, and we're moving up on 1,000 episodes. We'll be highlighting some of the past episodes coming up in the month ahead.
So speaking of upcoming, our next Living Made Easy.
This Saturday morning, Eastern time, and the following one is Monday evening, Eastern time. You can check your schedules on
Those
our
are
website.
2-hour virtual seminars.
Weekends.
Weekend.
The next two are both in person.
Fun.
I
Speaking of fun, as the access way to enlightenment.
love it.
June. 26, 27, 28 in New York City.
Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
And
Then,
that Monday, we're doing a live Living Made Easy in New York City.
Creativity and Intuition is our August course, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, the 7th, 8th, and 9th, followed by an in-person Monday at the same location as well.
In New York City.
Costa Rica 2027 is really filling. It's lovely. You're invited. A weekend seminar
Prerequisite
is the prerequisite during this calendar year. Our newsletters are awesome. We've been sending out lots of fun videos and blogs, including blogs written by some of the talented people in this community. So I recommend it. You can find our newsletter. You can find all of our courses. You can even find how to subscribe to this show or I'm back to show podcast at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Okay.
Janet, welcome to being here. Tell people where you're zooming in from.
Thank you. I'm zooming in from Jersey City, New Jersey.
All right.
Welcome to
And thank you. And I'm delighted to be here. And the topic today is fun. And fun, I find, is something that I challenge, that I have a hard time having, that I'm challenged with.
Very good.
I love you.
I think you're normal, you see. I think most people have a hard time with fun. You know, look, I'm an anthropologist, really. And if I look at humanity and where it's come from over the last few centuries, fun is not something that was allowed.
Or only on those rare occasions when they had celebrations.
And holidays.
A holiday.
But that was usually fueled with alcohol or drugs of some sort. You know, to relax into being okay, being you in any given moment was not something that was and still isn't known to most people.
John and I have gotten into a habit, Janet, of not every day, but frequently sitting in our living room on the couch, having our cup of espresso in the morning and just chatting. And one of the things Shai was talking to me about recently was how, in order to discover what else is possible, what's possible, you need to let loose or let go of your story. And as you were saying, it's something you struggle with. I got a very interesting image. It reminds me of these experiments that were done with chimpanzees, and I'm not comparing you to chimpanzee, but where the scientists put a banana in a box with a hole in it where the chimpanzee could put its hand in, but it was not big enough to draw the
fist out with the banana in it.
So to watch how they would struggle with that and what it would take to have them let go of the banana, because for them that was food. Even if food was being served elsewhere, they were fixated on that banana that they were trying to pull out of an impossible box. And I have a feeling sometimes you start leaning to have fun, but you have your fist around your story and it wars with your story. So, you know,
see, if you had fun, your parents would have raised you right. They would have done everything perfectly.
You'd have the perfect husband, you'd have the perfect life, you'd have the perfect weight, you'd have the perfect bank account, you'd have the perfect health.
The other thing is that you've got this thing called complaint, as if what you've got isn't what you should be having. So you complain in your thoughts about your life circumstances as though they could be or should be different. The only problem with that is you change your life circumstances, you're going to have the same complaints about your new life circumstances.
You know,
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I was talking with someone on Sunday, and she told me she was raised in Poland in a little village. And for whatever reason, she recently rediscovered the journals that she kept when she was growing up. And she said, I found out I was as anxious when I was feeling as anxious as I was 9 and 10 years old as I am now. I'm still complaining about similar things. And I feel the same way about me sometimes.
Well, good for you.
Well,
if you
now-
see that,
Yeah, you can, if you see that, the door is open to leave that behind and discover your life newly.
you have a well-developed mansion that you are currently living in.
But
And
you
one-
only live in one room. And so all the other magnificent parts of that house, you do not explore.
And there's a chair in the complaint room that's just so comfortable and
It's like
familiar.
Ursula's throne.
Yeah, we have our friend Ursula who does the Living Made Easy, and she has a gold throne looking chair with a red back and everything. Yes, here's the thing. Now that you know that, you can bypass that room, or you can stand up and walk out of that room. It's the room is never going to go away. You don't demolish your house. You just don't go into that room, or when you find yourself there, you step out.
We at one point lived up in Woodstock, New York, and on a very hot night in the summer, we went for a walk, and we found ourselves complaining about the landlord of that
Who lived next door.
who lived next door, that we rented our cottage from. And we realized that we could not have to go into that complaint zone, into that box of complaining. So we said, look, let's just back out of that and not go there.
And
we can find other things to enjoy on this walk in the middle of the night in the hot summer evening, rather than complain about our landlord,
which was familiar, but it took a little discipline.
And he was a jerk,
because the thoughts just keep coming up at the time, and then you have to just let them go by. And helpful is listening, using your ears, feeling what it's like to be in your feet as you walk, feel your breath. Your senses are such a great tool to support you in being where you are. Yeah, just as a...
And the other thing is thinking is highly overrated.
It's interesting, Janet. First of all, I've really been enjoying you lately as you come to Living Made Easy. As I can see that this veneer of complaint is cracking open, and I get to see you so much. It's so easy to have conversations with you devolve into a problem solution framework. You're so used to that. Like, I have this problem, I complain, or I don't have, and what's the solution? Rather than seeing that, hey, this is part of your magnificence. Now what?
I like that. I also really like what you both said about there are, and I think it was mostly you, Shia, that there were other rooms in the house.
Yes.
And that I was choosing to be in one and overlooking all of the others. That's powerful.
Let me correct you there. See, I don't think you had a choice. You only know what you know and know you don't know. So you don't know how to speak Swahili, right?
Yes.
See, that's one of the things you don't know. And everything else that you know or don't know creates your universe. But there is a universe outside your knowledge, outside what you know and what you don't know. There's a universe of possibility. Like, your mansion has other rooms, but when you're only living in one, that's your reality. That's all you know. You can't even imagine a possibility of fun. You can't imagine a possibility outside what you believe to be reality.
When you say I choose to be in there, it's not really choose, isn't what you're saying. You're blaming yourself for it. I got another weird image again, not that weird, but it's as if you're going through a video game called Janet's Life, and you're walking down a corridor and you accidentally step on a video game trigger. And the next thing you know, you're sitting in your complaint chair and you don't know how you got there. It's almost like it just whisks you there. And it's like, whoa, you can either have that reality continue to be a reality or recognize somehow you got thrown into the complaint chair. Then you have a choice. Being triggered is inevitable. What you do after that is up to you. So it's not a bad thing that it happens. It's not even a bad thing if you stay there. You're just not a whole lot more.
You're not having very much fun.
Yeah, the other morning, Shai and I got into watching YouTube videos and clips of Robin Williams on different talk shows and whatnot. And it was so much fun because we were laughing and
because he's so funny.
He was funny. He did say something that comedy is the enema of the soul. And I thought it was so funny. It's kind of like, if you can be having fun, it just cleans out everything that you've been carrying around. And yeah, so what can I say?
It really is immediate. Like when you start to have fun, it does just feel so much better. Feels like a discharge.
Here's the thing. You say it like it's for everybody. It's your experiences that when
I start having fun,
right,
it's cleans out everything. You can own it. You don't have to assign it to the rest of us.
And you can't speak for other
Sounds
people.
good.
They're lost in their own thoughts. And when I say lost, I mean lost. Thinking gets you lost. Feeling gets you here.
Unless it's thought generated feeling.
Unless it's thought generated feeling, yes. Like, I'm depressed.
We had a friend once, I know we've written about it in a book, but I was driving down to the local peach store. She was sitting next to me in our car and she's like, oh no, poor deer. Look, that deer got hit by a car and it's died. And I started laughing at her. And she's like, Ariel, why are you laughing at me? And I backed the car up and it was a rock. There was a rock that she saw on the side of the road that she perceived as a dead deer. And she had this whole emotional reaction to, but she created it from nothing. It had nothing to do with reality. Those kind of emotions are
thought
generated. And then there are other times when you genuinely
and the other thing is when you blame somebody or something else for how you feel, that will keep you from having fun. Because
I like to do that.
I know you do. That's why I brought it up.
You've got your hand firmly on that banana.
I have a few people that I blame it on, and yeah.
But there's this thing called responsibility, and responsibility is not blame or shame or guilt. It's realizing that your experience is your experience. It's not initiated or caused by somebody else. See, you do the same things over and over when you get distressed. And you always blame it on the circumstance. That's why you get distressed. Because you keep on repeating the same behavior and thinking that if you blame it on them, it'll go away. It doesn't go away. If you false cause your reality, you keep that reality. But when you are willing to realize that you are the source of your experience, that it all happens in you, it's not caused by them saying yes or no. And I know you've been addicted to that. I'd be willing to bet you that your mom blamed your dad for how she felt. What do you think about that?
She did. And us too, the kids too, she blamed.
She blamed everybody. Well, you learned how to blame the same way she learned how to blame. It's
And
not
the
bad
same way
or
her
wrong.
mother learned how to blame.
Everybody
learned how to blame.
But you see, the thing is this idea of self-awareness, this idea of living in the current moment of your life is a new possibility that did not exist for those people back then. So you can't blame them for the way you are now. You just have to say, oh yeah, I did that.
I often think that our parents and grandparents, et cetera, back through the line, went through a lot of hardships so we could be here. And the more I can celebrate my life,
the more they were successful.
Like I honor everything they went through to make it possible for me to be me. It's not in spite of them. It's not because of them, but there's something very respectful in it, because I know that even having to live with me as a teenager was a trial. And they survived it. And it was the crucible that I stepped into that, and now I'm me. And this is pretty exquisite. Yeah. You're not.
I'm grateful. I am grateful. I know that my mom went through a lot. I don't even know how to put it into words, what she went through. She didn't go to school. They didn't send her to school. She grew up in Puerto Rico. She was the one girl that was tapped to stay home, to take care of the others. And because they had a tobacco farm to do work there, I appreciate so much what she did and what she installed in all of us. And yeah, being happy would really be an honor to her in a way, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Exactly.
Sweet.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with me. I so appreciate the two of you.
Well,
I'm going to see her.
You too, by the way.
And
thank you.
Being here and being honest about your reality with our guests. I am in awe of the people who come on as guests, sharing where they're at, asking questions, sharing their life. That Sandy could talk about how she got tight in herself somewhere along the line with her parents. I mean, what a gift, because I know people listen to these and go, oh yeah, that's me. I'm not alone.
Or they say, oh, that's
a possibility. I didn't know that.
What we're introducing is a possibility that you could actually not have to listen to the complaints of your mind and discover how to have fun being you the way you are, not the way you think you ought to be, because we all think we ought to be different. I should have been 5 inches taller.
That's funny.
Thanks so much.
I feel like something just burst speaking with the two of you, honestly. So thank you.
You're
awesome.
So welcome, my dear.
Happy for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And give Julian our love.
I will. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, that was fun.
That was
fun.
Julian is Janet's husband.
He is. Next week's episode
of being here is
bringing sexy back. And it's a great episode, I know, because we have recorded them out of sequence. So you're in for a treat if you tune in next week. So come on back.
And don't miss
being here.